On today's live daily news, a meth dealer is facing a serious indictment, an update on San Angelo's splash pads, and the Central Bobcats got a new coach. Plus, Silvia Pate joins the show to talk about the city park in Christoval's improvements. All this plus more. I'm Matt Trammell, and this is Live. But first, it's rodeo season, so you know what that means. Everyone in town has their cleanest get up on to get down. Feel like you are the best dressed? Prove it! Carpet Tech wants to see your outfit. Of course, with rodeo brings in dirt, so winner of this best dressed contest will receive an entire house floor cleaning from Carpet Tech. To enter the giveaway, email a picture of your get up, your name, address, and phone number to carpettechrodeogiveaway@gmail.com. Good luck. We start the show today with some exciting news. New mock images have been released showing an idea of what the splash pads at Kirby and Unidad Park will look like. These water-filled playgrounds will have tons of features like sprinklers, jets, buckets, and so much more. I know everyone is so excited for this, but funding is still needed. Alltex and the San Angelo Area Foundation are hoping that they get that nearly $900,000 raised next month during San Angelo Gives, so you guys keep an eye out for that. In crime news today, a San Angelo man is facing serious charges after he ran from cops, crashed his car, and ditched his drugs. According to court documents, a Tom Green County grand jury indicted 45-year-old Juan Lira in March for manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance, as well as evading arrest. Back in January of this year, Lira was observed driving erratically and eventually led law enforcement on a chase. The pursuit went for only about 2 miles before Lira crashed into the 7th Street Bridge over the Concho River. It was discovered that Lira had marijuana, a digital scale, and methamphetamine on him. Also, investigators believe he threw a baggie containing about 60 grams of that methamphetamine out the car. Lira was arrested and booked for evading, possession of marijuana, and manufacture and delivery of controlled substance on that day. He was released on January 19th, but was rearrested on April 3rd for going off bond. He remains in the jail on a parole violation. His next court appearance is May 16th. Yesterday, as the show was going off the air, the San Angelo Police Department announced that they executed a search warrant for a drug bust off of Bowie Street. Information released just as our show was ending stated that Oscar Mendez and Vilia Valdez were arrested during the bust. During the search, SAPD seized about 20 pounds of methamphetamine, 1.36 pounds of heroin, 12 grams of suspected fentanyl, 5.6 grams of marijuana, 3 firearms, which one of those came back stolen, and on top of all that, they had about $3,500 in cash. Both Mendez and Valdez were charged with manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance, and additional charges could be on the way. Both of these inmates are still in the Tom Green County Detention Facility, and as of now, they're being held without bond. In sports news today, the Central Bobcat football program announced that they have hired a new defensive coordinator for the upcoming 2023 season. Coach Jacob Martin spent the last 7 years at the University of Texas at Permian Basin as its defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. Last year it was a unanimous decision that Central had to make some big changes defensively. With that, the Cats needing a jump start to their defense, Coach Martin might just be what Central needs to take the next step in the postseason for this upcoming year. Welcome aboard, Coach. Can't wait to see what happens. And for weather over the weekend, thank the Lord it will be cooling down. Today is the hottest day for the weekend with the high sitting at 90. Over the next few days, it will cool down with the low on Sunday being only in the high 70s. There will be a little bit of a breeze this weekend as well, so that should help out with that heat. As for rain, we have a small chance on Monday night moving into Tuesday. We'll keep a closer eye on that as it progresses. And now, here's Ryan Chadwick with our rodeo coverage presented by Jim Bass Ford.
A somber moment filled the Coliseum with a deathly silence after a cowboy was knocked unconscious by his bull during his ride at the 10th performance of the San Angelo Rodeo. Medical personnel had to administer aid, but the cowboy ended up walking off under his own power. The show continued with some of the best bull riding and bareback riding in the entire rodeo. It's Bull Rider Knocked Unconscious, presented by Indico Industrial Electric. The 10th performance of the 91st San Angelo Rodeo was left in silence. For San Angelo Live, I'm Ryan Chadwick. Medical personnel arrived at Mateo Nunez's side to administer aid. After the cowboy regained consciousness, instant relief filled the audience as the tough cowboy was helped out of the arena. The cowboy was on silent hello. I won't explain, I'll just let you watch.
Cowboys down and out.
But just like everything else in the rodeo, the show must go on. The back-to-back San Angelo Cent Shootout champion, Josh Frost, latched on to up the ante and did just that. He scored an 88, taking third overall moving into the finals tomorrow night. Another group of riders that dominated their rough stock counterparts were the bareback riders. Andy Gingrich from South Dakota kicked it into high gear when he scored an 87.5 on the back of Riverbuds. He won nearly $6,000 with that ride in the long go. If y'all think that's impressive, the 21-year-old rookie topped that performance. Luke Thrash topped the standings with an 88.5, winning himself a spot in the finals and $7,500. San Angelo Live's Matt Trammell tracked down Thrash to see how he felt about his high-flying ride. It's the bareback riding, presented by Indico Industrial Electric.
All right, now we're here with Luke Thrash. He had an 88.5 on the back of his bronc tonight, and it was the highest ride in the rodeo so far. You did it on the last night of qualifying, so first I'm just going to ask you, how was the ride? Explain it all the way through.
She's a really great horse. She jumped really high in the air, gave you lots of kick, lots of explosion, and you tried to sit up there and do your job. She was really good.
Yeah, and then it's the last night, like I said, so coming in, you had to at least get an 80 was 82.5 and moved to 84. How does that line moving and stuff get you right before you're ready to go?
I really don't bother a whole lot. You just know you got to ride really good to beat the guys behind you, and I just had the horse to do it on, and the other guys, they rode really good. I just had a better horse.
Yeah, and what are you thinking about your chances coming back on this Friday?
I think really spectacular. Supposed to win it, I hope. Hopefully I draw really good.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the whole game, is if you can draw good. You drew good tonight. You're on Think Pink. It's peak night out there. Do you think it was just a little bit of luck right there to get it?
I think it helped a couple points. Had a horse named Think Pink, had pink chaps.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to work out that way.
Exactly. All right. This is Luke Thrash, a Louisiana cowboy here at the San Angelo Rodeo, and this is the bronc riding presented by Indico Industrial Electric. From the oil field to the center of town, Indico Industrial Electric has been serving San Angelo and the Concho Valley for over 50 years. Through automation of systems, commercial, electric, construction, and renovation, along with electric motor service and so much more, Indico Industrial Electric has tailored commercial and industrial services for customers in San Angelo and throughout West Texas. Homegrown and operated, we are Indico Industrial Electric.
It was also Breast Cancer Awareness Night on Thursday night. Ladies gathered on the arena floor to participate in the age-old rodeo tradition, the boot scramble. Later, one barrel racer made her presence known to the rest of the competition when she lit up the standings. It's Ladies Come Out to Play during Breast Cancer Awareness Night, presented by San Angelo's Cardiovascular Center of Excellence.
It was pink night at the 10th performance of the San Angelo Rodeo, so you know what that means. The ladies showed up to play. For San Angelo Live, I'm Matt Trammell. Breast Cancer Awareness Night was filled with action, but we'll start with the good old tradition that is the boot scramble. From the start, the race was on. These hot pink mamas fought hard for their boots. One or two of them even took a dive. Ultimately, Miranda from San Angelo would catch that pesky bullfighter and become the boot scrambling champ. And if you thought these ladies had a good night, just wait for the barrel racing. The fastest ride of the night came from Dublin, Texas cowgirl Cassie Maury. Her and her horse would go for a 14.04, putting her in the top spot for the rodeo heading into the finals. Another girl who was just ticks away from that time was Summer Cosell from Glenham, South Dakota. Her and her rowdy stallion Apollo would post a 14-17. Cosell will be back Friday, and her and Apollo told us they like their odds. It's barrel racing, presented by San Angelo Cardiovascular Center of Excellence. All right, we are now here with Summer Kozel. She had a quick run, was one of the fastest ones in the rodeo tonight. Just tell me about your run. Go through the barrels for me.
He worked really, really well. He ran in hard. He came right when I asked him. He's full of personality.
He definitely is.
He's a huge blessing. He just goes in and does his job every time, and I'm very thankful.
Okay, and this is Apollo, everybody, and just like just like any of the Apollo rockets, he's a rocket. He's all over the place right now. What does Apollo like to do besides barrel racing?
He is used on our ranch, sort bucking bulls, gather cattle.
He's an all-around horse.
He is. He thinks his real job is just being a ranch horse. He just does barrels because I ask him to.
There you go. I got you. Also, just kind of last question here. When people think of horse racing, most of the time they think of, a jockey on a horse. Well, you're a jockey on a horse as well. Do you think some of those same nomenclatures kind of match with just, a jockey needs to be kind of a small, compact person, things like that?
I do believe it is important to be fit for your horse. They feel every move you make. So if you're out of position or you're not strong enough to stay with them, it throws them off. So yeah, that's something I really tried is to be fit for him, so he can do his job.
Every single horse has a different kind of fit for a person.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's good to know. And then one last question, just how do you like your chances going into the finals?
I'm really proud of him. He's not actually an indoor horse. He really loves to run outside. So I'm really proud of him, and if he fires off another run, I'll be very thankful.
All right, well, we'll be seeing you again this Friday night, of course, for Apollo. He wants to get out of here, so you guys go ahead and get out of here. This is the barrel racing presented by San Angelo Cardiovascular Center of Excellence.
My name is Jack Greenwood, and I've been a patient of Dr. Leon for over 5 years. I first came to Dr. Leon, my feet and legs were swelling so bad that I could not stand the pain. After his procedures that he has done, I'm walking great, and he is a great doctor to come to.
And welcome back to the show. Joining me today is Silvia Pate from Christoval. And Silvia, thanks for being here first off.
Well, I'm excited to be here and looking forward to sharing some information.
And we're here today talking about City Park in Christoval and the improvements that are going on there.
Many improvements, yes.
And this has been a process. First of all, City Park is historic, I suppose. There is a historical marker there. It's been in downtown Christoval for as long as I've been around.
Well, good. I'm glad you're not as old as the late 1800s.
Well, thank you. That's a compliment. But it's it was a place for gatherings of different groups of folks, and you're transforming it. Your group is transforming it, and it takes a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
But what are we transforming into?
Well, just building upon the idea that it's historic.
Okay.
Back in the late 1800s, the Confederate soldiers began to meet there for reunions.
Okay.
And as they moved further and further from the war, the Civil War, they began to also invite the Union soldiers as well.
Okay.
So it's really, to me, very interesting, and that's really the story of the park. It's about uniting or reuniting in that case. So what we're building then rebuilding is a park where families and groups can reunite, get to know each other, exercise, entertain, have fun, and it's a major project.
It really is, and it's sort of a natural gathering spot because it's right there by the bridge in Christoval. Big, beautiful pecan trees. It's a gorgeous space.
Yes, it is.
And you're, again, leading that effort to make it more functional.
Right. Right.
And let's see, if I remember right, there's a pavilion that's already been built?
So we have about 10 different construction elements underway, either have been funded, under construction, or to be funded. and then construction. So the entertainment pavilion, which is kind of the anchor of the park, is partly done. The cover, which the total square footage of this entertainment space is about 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
But we still have some things to go. There's a 1/4-mile walking trail where the road base or the base has been put down that we still need to cover. We have an outdoor classroom to teach the school kids conservation, and of course, being by the river in Christoval, that's a really good thing to be focusing on, and it makes sense for those children to understand. But we're working on picnic gazebos, a family pavilion, restrooms, security. It's a total package.
It's a work in progress, and of course that all takes money. And
Yes, it does.
and I want to congratulate you for getting the school district involved in the commissioner's court, and because in the past, not everybody's been on the same page. But to get the school district and the kids involved, that sort of helps the parents buy into that project. And it's a beautiful space.
Yes. Actually, the school district is the primary user, if you will, for events in the park. So CISD does a band booster concert at the end of the year. They do PTO events, paintball events, all kinds of cool stuff. And then the volunteer fire department, as you know, because you have been a runner and participated, has traditionally done their firecracker run there every July.
July 4th.
Yeah, and then as you may recall, over the years, a lot of older Christoval graduates have come back for reunions, and these people are back from, they graduated back in the 50s.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of history in that park in terms of people gathering and reuniting.
And there's picnic tables, and there was a barbecue pit, and it's just a great place under those pecan trees to gather.
Right.
And now we've got some playground equipment coming in.
Yes, we do. Right. Actually, we just had, it's a $125,000 project, which we received $100,000 from San Angelo Health Foundation, which is awesome. And then just last week, you attended a fundraiser, or 2 weeks ago, that helped raise the rest of the funds needed for installation, which is about $25,000.
Great.
So the equipment landed, and now we are waiting for the installers. So it's going to be an awesome space.
Fantastic. And again, that's just one of the projects in the city park improvements. And San Angelo Gives is coming up.
Yes,
and
May 2nd.
We're hoping to raise funds for those projects.
To finish, one of the first projects to try and finish would be the walking trail, which we need about $45,000 for.
All right.
It's a 1/4 mile. It's already been laid down. In fact, one of my favorite parts of the project so far is that the ASU civil engineering students were the ones who put down the track, if you will.
Okay.
And then the county came in with material. And so we've got it laid out, but we need to surface it and put curbs around so it's nice enough for even strollers to be on.
So it's the walking trail is a work in progress, and that requires some funds, and so there's lots left to do.
There is plenty to do. We've raised, actually, over about 2 years, we've raised $350,000 in about 200 individual donations. Some of them very large, like some 10 and 15,000, and then many 100, 500, and so forth. But they all add up, of course, to doing the big work. But we still have about $450,000 left to really do everything, restrooms and so forth, entrance, beautiful entrance. But to finish the walking trail, which I'm excited about because I'm in that age group, I want to get out and walk on that trail.
Yeah.
We need about $45,000 for that.
Okay.
And then we have picnic gazebos and also the family pavilion, which are both naming opportunities, which what that means is that for families who choose to help fund those, they can put their name and use it as a recognition of a family member or of their families.
That's a wonderful idea. And one of they've got to be able to reach you. and find more information. We were talking earlier. There's a Facebook page.
There's a Facebook page. It is City Park Christoval
Improvements. City Park Christoval Improvements.
Yes.
And,
but I think if you just put City Park Christoval, it'll pop up.
That'll come
Facebook.
up, and there's lots of information and photos there.
Yes, there's some there, and then also we have a really nice website. Thank you to Media Jaw. That is City Park CTX, like Christoval, Texas. CityParkCTX.com.
Okay.
And boy, it's loaded up, and it will show you what the opportunities are, the naming opportunities.
Great.
It just has lots of interesting information and a way to donate on the How You Can Help page.
That's the important part. Is we want to see this through to fruition and see this beautiful place become even more user friendly.
Yeah,
We're excited for Christoval.
Well, it is, and actually, it's at the intersection of Main Street and where the highway goes out to Toenail Trail.
Mm-hmm.
It's the busiest intersection in Christoval, which for Christoval is not terribly busy, but it's about 5,000 cars a day.
Well, it's
so that's pretty major.
On Main Street in Christoval, the intersection there, and the big sign. It is a great place, and I can't get down there enough. But let's thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you for inviting me
And
carving out some space.
Let's do this again.
Okay.
And until then, they can go online, and hopefully they can sometime during the day on May 2nd, which is Angelo Gives.
Yes.
Go down the list to the C's and find City Park Christoval Improvements.
Well, in fact, on May the 2nd, look up Christoval, and then you're going to see it's actually the foundation that's handling City Park is actually called Playland Communities. So
Playland Communities.
Just go down to something that sounds like a park, to Playland, and click on that one, and send us some funds to help us out here.
There you go. Sylvia, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, great. And we'll go back to the studio now.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo. Recording 3. Thank you, Silvia. Thank you, Yantis. Guys, San Angelo Gives is coming up pretty fast this May, so be on the lookout. We got a bunch of things. Either you want to donate to a splash pad, or maybe the Christoval Parks, or maybe something else. There is tons of things to donate to, and that, once again, is San Angelo Gives on May 2nd. This is Live Daily News. We're here every weekday at around the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to be giving you an interview and all the news you need to know for that date. Be looking on San Angelo Live all weekend long, as we will have full rodeo coverage of the San Angelo Rodeo Final. That is tonight. And, of course, the Cinch Shootout, which is tomorrow night. For everybody here at Live Daily News, we will see you guys on Monday.